In this episode, I'm going to show you how to make this custom full-length mirror and all the materials that you need to make it and the step-by-steps on how to do it. Let's get started. Alright, for this project, you're going to need three main things. The first thing is a backboard. This is going to hold your mirror to the frame that you're building. And I decided to go with 1/4 inch MDF. You can pick this up at any local hardware store. The second thing that I picked up was my frame material, and this is actually white oak. I picked this up at a specialty lumber store because general Home Depots and Lowe's and things like that don't really carry this type of specialty wood at this thickness. This was actually 5/4, which means it was 1 1/4 inches thick. And by the time I had it joined down and planed, it became 4/4, which is 1 inch. And usually specialty wood shops can do this for you. They can offer a service of planing and joining them for you if you don't have that in your shop. And I don't have those tools, so it was very nice of them to do that for me. The third thing that you need is a mirror, of course. And my mirror is sitting right here on my table, and it's wrapped up in some nice paper to protect it from getting scratched while I'm working in my shop. Mirrors or glass can be purchased at any local glass or mirror shop in your local town. So be sure to check around and see if you have one locally. Other ones can be ordered online. And all I had to do was tell them the size and dimensions and that I wanted a specific bevel on the glass. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute once we get started. All right, well, those are the three things that you need to start building this full-length mirror. Let's get started. All right, so we're about to cut the frame for the mirror. I set my table saw at 3 1/4 inches. That's the width that I'm making this frame for this full-length mirror. All right, so I'm gonna turn on my dust collector, I'm gonna push this lumber through and hope it turns out to be the right thickness. I'm sure it will. All right, let's get started. Perfect, it's right on. So I have to take my other board and run it through because it's not exactly 3 1/4 inches. So I'm gonna run it through, clean it up, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, so we cut our boards to the right width. And let me tell you, they're perfect. The next step we're gonna do is we're gonna create a little rabbet or a little groove in the back of this board to hold that MDF board that I showed you earlier. The reason why we're making this groove is because I want that MDF to sit perfectly flush with the back of this board. To do that, I'm gonna switch out my table saw blade with a dado blade, and then I'll show you how I'm gonna cut it and how that works. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we finished cutting our rabbets. You can see here I'm 1/4 inch deep and about 1 inch wide. This is perfect for the backing. This is a scrap piece that I had laying around to illustrate to you what I'm gonna do next. Once this is all cut and I put a biscuit in here and glue it up to the side, it'll hold really strong and those corners will not break. Then I'm gonna put a bead of glue right in here, attach my backing board, and nail in a few brad nails, and then attach the mirror on the front. Let me show you how I'm gonna do that. All right, so I created my biscuit joint. You can see it right there. What you do to create this is you can use a biscuit joiner. You can pick them up at any hardware store. Then you're gonna need a biscuit. This biscuit slides right on here, like that, and then this slides in, right into that, and there you go. All you have to do is just add some glue and clamps, let it dry, and then you're good to go. So our next step is to glue everything up, give it a sand, and then install the backing in the mirror. so I'm finished sanding. The next step is to apply a protective coating to this wood, and I'm gonna use Danish oil. I really like how Danish oil works with natural wood, and it brings out those colors and the grain. So I'm gonna apply that, and then I'm gonna let it dry, and then we're gonna put the backing on, and then the mirror. So we're ready to attach the mirror, and to do that I'm using a product called Gunther Ultra Bond. It's specifically made for attaching mirrors and reflective glass, because if you use a silicone base caulk or adhesive, it'll just eat through that reflective part and it'll destroy the mirror. So never use that stuff. Make sure you pick up something that's specifically designed for attaching and adhering mirrors. And I'll put a link of this in the description below, but you can also find this at any mirror shop or glass store as well. All right, so we're gonna put this on the backing, we're gonna attach the mirror, and then we'll be all done. So what we need to do now is we need to install a mounting bracket on the back of the mirror. The bracket system that I chose to go with is this heavy-duty mirror mounting bracket system. It uses a French cleat type of design, and it holds 100 pounds. My mirror weighs about 50, maybe a little bit more, so this is more than strong enough to hold my mirror to the wall. I'm gonna install this on the back of my mirror and then go put it in its final resting place.